Broadcasting from the ECHS studios, welcome to Charter School Radio with your host, Coach Dennis Snyder.
Welcome back, and once again, if you want to contact me, please go to ECHS.org. That's ECHS.org, or you can, I guess you can Twitter me or whatever else all those new fandangled things are out there. I do get messages from people, so I appreciate that. And any questions I can answer. And I do have a question here from one of our listening audience, but I want to get, and I promise that I'll get to that question here at the bottom of the half hour here. But I want to get back to our guest because he does have another meeting that coming up at 4:30, so I don't want to hold him up for that. But we're talking to Jeb Hubbs. He's the principal at King-Chavez High School. Once again, for those listening throughout the country here, it's in San Diego, California. It's located in one of the barrios there in the San Diego area. And it's starting to turn around thanks to the great job that they're doing down there. But Jeb, welcome back.
Thanks.
And let's pick up where we were talking about. I want to talk a little bit about your philosophy and what you've instituted and what you attribute to some of the success that you're having.
Okay. Well, first of all, our mission statement for all the King-Chavez schools, the key line is that everything we do is based on a foundation of love. And it's a word that gets thrown around really loosely these days, unfortunately. Right. And, at glance, it makes kids giggles, and some adults may think it sounds a little bit hokey. But it's truly the basis of everything that we do. You know, I love my job. My teachers love their job. They look at it as their art form, their expression, the way they express themselves is through their teaching, and we show kids love, and I think we get a lot of love in return. So that's what everything is based off of.
That's a good thing to base it off of.
Yeah, it really, really is, and we like to brag about this a little bit, but we have an average of 95% average daily attendance at our school.
That's fantastic.
Which for a high school is pretty darn good, and so I have to think the kids love coming here a little bit, or they wouldn't be here on a daily basis like that. So everything for us is based off of love, and then from there, just like providing a program that we think works for kids and to prepare them for the 21st century and whatever that means to be a citizen in the 21st century. So the basis of our program is we call it a dual outcome program. In California, you've got to take this track called the A through G track, which are classes you need to take if you want to go to a University of California school system school. So like UC Irvine, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego.
Right.
At a lot of schools that cater to our kids, it's a recommendation, but for us, it is a requirement. All our kids here are on the A through G track, regardless of colleges in their immediate future or not. We want to make sure they're prepared to go to university if they decide to at some point in their lives. So that's part of the dual outcome program. The other part of it is we have mandatory internships in 11th and 12th grade. So in 9th grade year, they take a leadership class to begin preparing them for it. 10th grade year, they take career development, in which they learn resume writing, job skills, on-site job skills, how to dress, how to speak when you're on a job site. And then 11th grade year, we send them out into internships. So for us, we say, we're giving you guys the knowledge for college, and we're giving you the skills to find the job. So it's not an either or with us. It's an and. Mm-hmm. You will take the classes you need, and you will get the skills that you need to be a productive member in society.
No, it sounds fantastic. Now, you've been, around for a couple of years. When your first graduating class will be in another year here, right?
Our
2
first
years.
Class is 2013.
2013 coming up there.
Yeah.
Now, are you seeing is the attitude in the community turning a little bit because of the success you've had with the junior highs and the K through? Do you see a change in the community?
I think so. I mean, it's starting to come around because there's never been a high school in Barrio Logan. There's never been any high school athletics. So we've been able to bring varsity sports to the neighborhood, which has been really, really cool. We had a varsity team this year. We were all freshmen and sophomores because we've just started off with 9th grade and 10th grade.
Right.
Next year we'll add 11th. But this year we're just 9th and 10th playing varsity. We actually finished second in league and hosted a playoff game. And so for the first time in Barrio Logan, there was a high school athletic playoff game played in the neighborhood. And we joke about our Friday night football, except our football is spelled F-U-T-B-O-L. And we do it under the lights, and we had amazing turnout for the community. Our school colors are green and orange. We had people out there rocking the green and orange.
Green and orange. That's an interesting combination.
Green and orange. Well, to be honest, we had to go a little bit gang neutral on colors. So green and orange was a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
But it was just fantastic to see the community support behind the team and get behind the guys, and we actually end up winning the game. So it was fantastic. So the community definitely is getting behind what we're doing.
Well, I know there's been a lot of great success stories throughout the United States with charter schools that have come into inner cities, and over a course of time, how it's just shifted the community, the pride the community takes into their, it just builds that whole family community, and it's really made a difference. And I think you're starting to see that in your area. And I know it takes time for things to change, but if you get a few graduating classes and are successful, that's only going to add to that community spirit. Them coming back and giving back to the community and things like that over time. That's going to change the face of the community.
Absolutely, and that's we're not shy about talking about that. Like, building the high school is fantastic for this group of kids, but we want to build something sustainable,
right?
So that future generations will get the experience of King-Chavez High School, and it's something that does help bring the neighborhood up, and that's something that we try to instill in our students, that it's far greater than just the individual, that this is a family, this is a community thing that we're trying to do here.
Now, do the kids face pressure to, like you said, 5,000 or so are being bussed out of the area? Are the kids feeling some pressure to go to the other surrounding schools and being bussed out, like to Lincoln and different places like that? Or do you sense that now they're taking pride in their school and they don't really consider that?
There's definitely a little bit of pressure. I mean, we've got some fantastic school pride. I mean, we're going into year 3, and we're looking at enrollment of 500 kids already in year 3. So we're pulling kids in. But the problem, it's not the problem. Just the difference with our school is our graduation requirements are
Sure.
stricter than what the district schools are. Our school day is longer. We start later and we finish later. We're smaller classes. I know every student that comes to this school. If you're absent, I'm at your house knocking on your door going, why are you aren't at school today? And so it's different at a district school. You don't have the principal coming to your house. You don't have such strict graduation requirements. So
they just want to kind of get them through. And I realize there's dedicated, hardworking teachers in all schools, but it's a system itself that causes people not to take that same amount of pride that you do in a charter school, because you choose to be there and you're passionate about it, or you wouldn't be there.
Right. And the teachers that work here, I mean, they're not doing this to get glamorous or rich. They're here to make a difference in people's lives. And so there is a little pressure from the kids who see their friends who are going to these other schools and are getting out a little bit earlier or don't have as much homework, or, we have a dress code. So our kids have to adhere to a dress code where they see friends with, crazy colored hair and maybe some questionable attire. And we just don't allow that here. So, the normal teenage pressures, I think that's more of a pull for them. But in the end, they come back, and I think they're getting a richer experience.
In the long run, let's face it. If they know they're being challenged, they know somebody cares about them, and in all honesty, that's what kids want. I mean, they want to know that you're there for them. They may not always show that, but over the course of my career, which has been around 45 years, that's what I've seen. They want you to be honest with them, and that sounds like exactly what you're doing. They know they're going to be challenged and they're going to be held accountable, and they're going to be the winners for that in the long run.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a fantastic job, and I know you have another meeting, but if you tell me you've got to go, just let me know. But we'll keep going until we come up with the other break here.
That's fine. I can keep going. It's okay.
Oh, excellent. Very good. Now, as far as looking at your teaching staff and so on, how did you go about putting your teaching staff together? Again, looking for that passionate, dedicated person. How did you go about doing that for your high school?
Well, that's a good question. When we first started this, I like to say that, we were selling an empty briefcase, because at the point when we first started hiring, we had no building, we had no curriculum, we barely had any students. And so to find teachers to come on board with that was a little difficult. Well, it was difficult and it wasn't difficult. Unfortunately, the economy helped us out a little bit. When we first did our big hiring push, we put a posting out in Craigslist and EdJoin, and within 2 weeks, we had 600 resumes come through the door.
Wow.
From far away as like international and New York, and so we did a very intensive interview process, because we knew we needed this first group of teachers to really be on fire and ready to get with it, because the teachers are the people who make the program. It's not the building, it's not the facilities that make the program, it's the teachers who do it. So we needed to find really, really good teachers. And so my vice principal and I, we spent a lot of time, but we sat and we read through 600 resumes. And then we did 4 or 5 days of an interview bonanza where we'd have groups of 8 people come in. We would give them the spiel about the high school, what to expect, what we were trying to build, and then we would do 15-minute interviews in groups of 8 and do that all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and Friday night. And we did about 4 of those sessions.
Holy cow.
And then we narrowed down that 600 to about 60. We invited those folks in for demo lessons, and we were able to teach demo lessons in the 8th grade classes at King-Chavez. And from those demo lessons, we were able to get a squad of teachers to come in for our first teaching course. So it was a really intensive process, but I think we were able to find some really amazing people through it.
Yeah, well, that's what it takes. Like you said, it takes a whole team effort there, and it sounds like you've put together a great team. And we've got about 45 seconds left here. Is there anything, as far as finding out more about you, where people can get in touch with you if they've heard about you and want to know a little bit more some of the things you're doing? Why don't you go ahead and give them either your email address or your phone number, whichever is easiest to get in touch with you.
Yeah, so you can check out all the King-Chavez schools at www.kingchavez.net. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, it's really easy. It's jhubbs, JHUBBS, at kingchavez.org. And we're located in downtown San Diego, and we love what we're doing here. So if you want to come by and check us out, we welcome visitors at any time.
Fantastic. Well, keep up the great work down there. And I want to thank Stacy Praser, one of your counselors there, for lining things up for me. She's also a dedicated staff member, though. So thanks again, Jeb.
No problem. Thank you, Coach.
All right. You're listening to Charter School Radio on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. And once again, spread the word, and we'll be right back after these commercial break.